So let me share to you my key learnings in Alibaba. So a little bit of a video muna.
Hello Philippines, hello Great, welcome to Alibaba.
It's a dream come true for me. So kailangan ko mag-exercise rin. So this is the apartment where Alibaba all started.
Alibaba all started.
Jack Ma's apartment. Yeah. So we've been to. So the beauty of in China, it's already a very digitalized economy. So the first photo is a wet market, but 60% of their transactions are already using Alipay or WeChat Pay. So wet market to, yung parang palengke natin, yes, no? And definitely their public transport are also being used using WeChat or Alipay. So if you don't have any Alipay or WeChat Pay, if you don't have any, they don't give changes sa buses, no? So talagang isang experience that we had. No? So these are teams in Alibaba Business School. So let me share to you the 4 pillars of a digital economy. So this is one thing that I really learned. So the 4 pillars is e-commerce, data, finance, and logistics. So in the first part, when Jack Ma started, he started with the platform of Taobao. Alibaba muna, Alibaba, and then Taobao, Tmall. That's the e-commerce. And then because of that, they need to have good payments. So he was building his digital ecosystem. From payments, and then they have a smart logistic network for the e-commerce space to go. And last but not the least, they have cloud computing, which is big data. So right now, we're in an industry of, we're just starting to digitalize here in the Philippines. So if you have, for most of us, business owners, ito yung mga pillars, or ito yung mga industry, if you want to go into business, these are the industry that you can be part of. Because it's gonna grow and grow fast. So this one, I really like this mentality that Alibaba shared. So the West versus the East mentality. So Alibaba has a mission. No? So let me share to you lang. So alam mo naman, their number 1 competitor is JD.com in China. And they were sharing Amazon and JD.com has a different kind of mindset compared to Alibaba's mindset. So what's the mindset? Sinabi nila, for the West, it's Amazon is like he's devouring all the business. Diba? Fulfilled by Amazon. Pag merong mga good generic products, they will make generic products of Amazon. No? And then, in terms of logistics, JD.com created their own logistic arms. But for Alibaba, what they did is they enabled a lot of businesses. No? So they created the platform. And their network, logistic network, is 70% of the market share. So what does it mean? Rather than competing with the different logistic companies in terms of business for their logistics, what they did is they have an artificial AI platform that kung kasama ka sa network nila, you'll be able, for example, the truck goes to deliver, pagbalik, meron ring makukuha. Because you're part of the network. And they were able to reduce their cost to, for Philippine, 15 pesos anywhere in China ang cost ng shipping fee. So, yun yung kagandahan ng inclusivity mindset ni Jack Ma. He wants to do business easier for each and every individual. So, yun yung difference ng East and West mentality that I think was very, sa akin, it really touched my core values that, uy, iba talaga si Jack Ma. No? Because he's very inclusive. Yeah. So next is, they give us a The platform business model is reshaping the economic landscape. So 60% of the world's largest 100 companies earn most of their revenues from platform business model. So dito sa Philippines, 70% of the unicorns use platform business model. Are you familiar with unicorns? No? So sa mga hindi sabihin, what is a unicorn? Unicorn is at least a company that is valued at 1 billion US dollars in less than 10 years yata in existence. No? So right now, sa Pilipinas, meron ba tayong platform-based na nag-scale na o wala pa? So when we were talking with the different Southeast Asian founders, we realized na sa Pilipinas, walang local na platform-based. No? So ang laki pa ng opportunities na dito sa Pilipinas because in Indonesia, there's Tokopedia that fights with Lazada and Shopee. Sa Vietnam, there's Tiki in the e-commerce space. Pero pag dito sa Pilipinas, it's only Lazada and Shopee. Yung ano, hindi na mapakanta ni Jose Malichan. So hopefully, we will create new entrepreneurs to have a better platform mindset in terms of doing business. Ito, this one learning that I really like is what we call the network externality effect. So bear with me kasi all the learnings that I have for the last 12 days sa Alibaba, I have to cram it into 12 minutes. So this one, what does this mean? Ito yung ginawa ni Alibaba. They were developing their ecosystem. What is a network externality effect? Yung numbers na yon, yung di ba numbers, yung dot, it's a business unit. So sabihin natin Alibaba, AliExpress, dalawa. But then, nagtayo sila ng Taobao, Tmall, pero as they keep on building their business that helps the ecosystem, the connections from 4, it becomes 6, and if there are 5 businesses that connects together, it becomes 10. So in the long run, your cost is mas maliit, tapos tumataas ang revenue. Because of what we call the network externality effect. Just like on the first slide that we shared, they have Ant Financial that supports their Taobao Tmall. They have Kainaw Network that supports both Taobao, Tmall, and Ant Financial. So yun yung ginagawa nilang business. And they have, how many of you know how many business units does Alibaba has? Do you know? There's more than 1,000 business units. Yeah, so they keep on growing. No? That's why they're one of the biggest companies. And then, bago matapos, no? So one thing that I really learned was, what is your mission? Why do we exist? So they really gave us a very good, parang the Tao of Alibaba. Yun yung tawag nila, di ba? What is your true missions in life? So when I learned this lesson, the first thing I did was when I came back to the Philippines was to refocus, rearrange why our companies exist. So like Great Deals, binago na namin yung mission namin. Our mission is to uplift Filipino lives through the digital economy. So that became our mission. So how does it motivate you, your employees, and your partners? So it's a very key ingredient, knowing your mission, so that when you know your missions, hindi ka basta-basta ma-discourage because you know why you exist. Di ba nakita niyo yung handstand? No? So it's one of the, to see the world from another point of view. So it's one of the culture, pag pupunta ka ng Alibaba, that you have to do your handstand. No? So tingin nyo, nagawa ko ba? Okay! Okay. Next. So, there are things in life that that you have to do at least once in your life. And one of those days are, yun, no? I took the challenge of doing the handstand in China. No? So, umabot yung, lumas naman yung muscles ko. Now, this one I would like to end, no, for my sharing. So mission, then the vision and the values for your company. And then there's a core strategy that needs to have. And then nakita nyo dito, organizational capabilities and performance management. So how do we build a good foundation for our business? I remember a story, no, sa Bible, Luke chapter 5, when Jesus was calling his first disciple. No, so he was in a boat and he told Simon, Simon, drop down your nets. Sabi ni Simon, Master, teacher, the whole night wala kaming mahuling fish. No? But because you said so, I will drop down my nets. And you know what happened? Diba? Sa sobrang dami nilang nahuli, their nets began to break. And they brought another boat of James and John to help, yung another boat to help them out. And the boat began to sink. So what are those principles that we can learn, no, in when we do our business? Number one is, sa tingin nyo, kaya pa ba madagdagan ng isda yung net o hindi na? Do you think may natitira pa bang isda doon sa dagat? Definitely marami pa. Pero bakit hanggang doon na lang yung binigay ng Panginoon sa kanila? Because of the capacity. No? Sometimes we think, we've been grinding our startup for so long, wala akong makuwang isda. But then don't remember, when Jesus told them to you need to have a bigger net and a stronger, bigger boat. Or what we need to have a bigger capabilities and performance or a better system so that when you scale, diba yan yung importante sa startup, when we scale, we'll be able to catch all the fishes. So with that, I just like to thank you. Yun yung mga things that I have learned in Alibaba.